Hey folks, this is Matt aka Slash, and welcome to the VintageBeef Fan Server. I was just heading out to start this episode and I spotted this. Please relax. Up and up the clock. Oh no, I think it's supposed to read this way. Please relax. When I strike the worst... This is weird. Please relax. Up and up the clock. Fate it will consume. When I strike the worst of... On your kingdom shine the light, under the mask my true. There seems to be maybe pieces of this missing? I'm not exactly sure what this means, but not the omens isn't the word I'm looking for, but the signs, I guess, the weather bodes ill for all of this. And then there's this 1, and then right next to it we got a 2 in cobble. Very interesting indeed. And there doesn't seem to be anything else going on around my base. Let's just run around real quick before we take this down. I think someone is possibly giving me like a heads up that a prank is coming. So I'm not sure what that's about. Very interesting. However, very interesting. Now this over here obviously is... Oh, we got a guy in almost full iron armor. Check that out. Get out of here, you. This, of course, is... You're down in a hole. Oh, and I got free pants from it. This is Drew's automatic diamond farm contraption. Which reminds me that this is the first episode since then, so I guess I should address the April Fool's Day thing before we get too far. On April Fool's Day, Drew had this fantastic idea that we would each record an episode as the other person for the other person's channel. And I was totally behind that. So we each did our impressions of the other individual and tried to do an episode that was sort of in their style, with their focus. So Drew came and he made a bogus redstone contraption, because he made some comment. I don't know if it made it in any video. I don't think it made it in my little highlights thing, but whenever he, Daughter, and Snowshoe were doing their Abba caving, he had made a comment about how I don't really go caving because I probably have some sort of automatic diamond farm with all the redstone stuff that I do. So when it came time for him to do the redstone video for my channel, I guess he decided to follow through with that concept, which amuses me greatly. So I'm going to just collect up all of this stuff. I'll have to fill this in eventually. And we'll grab this as well. But I don't see anything else relating to the crazy sign. So I think we will carefully take it down. I am a little bit concerned with these numbers. Maybe there's something going on that will get triggered. Oh, is it lightening up finally? I think the thunderstorm part just ended. Please relax up. You know, I'm gonna take a quick screenshot of this for future reference, just in case. And this too, even though it's just a 2. Just in case. Let's take this down. Very interesting. I'll have to check the signs over by the portal, too. Alright, that seems safe. Is there anything under here? No. Okay. Indeed. I don't think there's... No, this all seems normal. I am intrigued, mysterious sign lever person. And I welcome your continuing saga. So, let's just continue on, shall we? I'm gonna dig over here real quick, though. Just to see if anybody's hiding anything. No? Alright. This is where Orange Clay left their supplies when they pranked Drew and I last time. But I don't think that's Orange Clay. I'm not sure who that is. Honestly. Break away. Yeah, this is fine. This is all normal here, so... Huh. Very peculiar. Anyway... I'm trying to shake that off and move on with my original episode plans, but it haunts me. It haunts me. Like my low frame rate when I enter the nether. I thought what we would actually do today is just do a big one-shot effort at finishing up all of the Q&A questions that you guys had submitted to me forever ago on Reddit. I had taken a couple of those to help fill out an episode a little while ago, and then I actually, in the episode where I built that porch on the back of the house, I had answered all of the questions, and then I ended up having to scrap the episode. Ooh, I always get stuck right there. I ended up having to scrap the episode because of audio issues. Here is J.R. Beers has completed his nether tunnel. He's got it all waffled and iced all the way down so that you can eat up your hunger like crazy. But this speeds you up, so that makes his tunnel faster than mine as a result. But again, you got to make sure you got enough food on you to get down there. His little, I forget what he said, what it's called, what the style is with the houses built into the side of the mountain, but whatever that is coming along quite well. And I highly encourage you to go and check out his channel, JRBeer717, on the YouTubes to see his progress. And he's also playing some other games. His whole channel concept is I hate hard mode, so he's playing difficult games and failing spectacularly in many cases, so that's always fun to watch. But where we're going to go is we're going to head off to spawn into the little unfinished underground hollowed out area that was going to be made into a PvP arena by LOL Dudester, I think was who was behind that one. Way back when the map first reset. He spent a lot of time down there. And kind of got burnt out on it. I think I've mentioned before. So we're going to head down there because there are slimes that spawn naturally down there, and it's a little bit easier hunting them down there for slime balls for the old King of the Ladder than it is trying to find them in swamps and stuff. And I'm probably going to do a little bit of digging while I'm down here too. Try and clear out some more of this area. I don't think anybody's been doing anything with this. So I figure I might as well spend a little time digging this out. Probably not try to save on or hang on to any of the cobble because I don't feel like running around with the cobble in my inventory. I'll just let it lay on the ground and despawn. But eventually I may try to put a slime farm in if I get the slime chunk definitively located. Alright, let's just head down. Let's eat first, and then we'll head straight down this way. And see if we have... Ooh. Okay. See if we have any slimes spawned. It's down at this end. But anyway, let's get on to the questions. Since I had to scrap that episode... Yeah, here we go. Since I had to scrap that episode, I figure, why not finish it up now? Redo it now. So here we go. First question on the list is from Oirelinde, who asks, why don't you spend an entire episode talking about your love for your wife? In case you haven't picked up on it yet, and maybe you haven't watched any of the Incompetent Adventurers stuff that we've done with Drew, but Oirelinde is in fact my wife, and that is why she's asking the question. So thank you for the question, hon. I would say that the most... Oh, hello! That's not my bow. That's my bow. I would say that the most likely... I should have dumped off this stuff that I've got in my inventory. Oh well. I would say the most likely explanation for why I don't spend an entire episode talking about my love for you is that I have other subscribers as well. So, we want content that they will also enjoy. But I do love you very much, sweetheart. Let's see, next question. Drew asks, how did I get the name Slash? That's actually a very good question. It's something that I had meant to delve into in a way early episode on my channel of my single-player LP that I don't even do anymore. That was called Slash Build. And once I got here on the VBFS, I kind of lost interest in doing a single-player Minecraft series because I don't have the time to devote to two Minecraft worlds like a B-Dubs or an Etho. So I had to let the single-player one sort of stagnate a little bit. But yes, the name Slash. Okay, so my nickname Slash comes from my group of friends that I know from work. We had gotten together. I'm trying to remember if this came out of my bachelor party, or whether it was just another get-together, or what the deal was. But we were all hanging out at, actually, J.R. Beer's place. And we were playing video games, and we got to playing some Guitar Hero. And I was totally kicking butt at Guitar Hero versus those guys. So, as we already had another Matt in the ranks of this particular circle of friends, they had been trying to think of an alternative name to give me to simplify things. So they decided, hey, he's really good at playing this fake guitar, so we'll call him Slash. And then when I started needing to register names online for myself, I decided, hey, Matt, aka Slash, sounds like a kind of a cool persona to put forth to the world. So that is where Slash comes from, my relative skill at Guitar Hero. Now, in terms of Guitar Hero, I'm not actually all that good, I don't think, compared to a lot of people. Like, I've seen some crazy videos on YouTube of people just shredding some of the most difficult songs in Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and I'm definitely not that skilled. I haven't even picked up any of those kinds of games in quite a long time. So, I don't know how apropos the name is now, but it works, and I do rather enjoy using the forward slash character, that right there, to sign my name with. Single character names are kind of cool. And a quick public service announcement, that is a forward slash, not a backslash. The backslash leans the other direction, upper left to lower right. I get very irritated at commercials and TV shows that refer to backslashes in a website address, because there aren't any. Those are forward slashes. Backslashes are not supposed to be commonly used, but Windows kind of messed that up by using it for its file system delimitator. So, anyway, that rant is over. We'll move on to Snowshoe's set of questions. Snowshoe started out here with, which of your children do you like the best? He's trying to get me in trouble, is what he's trying to do. But, I honestly cannot pick. They all bring their own brand of wacky to my life. And of course, I think this question was originally asked when I only had the two, and, Miles had not been born yet, the third baby. So, I would have to say, if I had to pick an absolute favorite, I would say that my favorite child is my wife. Because sometimes I often will comment to people. I used to say it's tough being a single parent of 2 when we only had the 1, and then I had to keep increasing that number. So now it's tough being a single parent of 4. Because sometimes my wife can be just as goofy and hard to manage as the kids. But it's an extra spice in my life. So I don't resent her craziness at all. Alright, what's next up from Snowshoe? Okay, he says, if you could only do one of the 4 basic math operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, for the rest of your life, which would it be? And just for clarification, you can't use negative numbers or reciprocals. So that unfortunately modified my answer a little bit, but it didn't modify it, but I had to reconsider it to see if I still liked it. And I think I'm still going to go with multiplication, because I feel like I could probably still manage to accomplish all of the math that I need, even without the negative numbers and the reciprocals. I feel like I could somehow manage to use something to get all of the math that I need. And even if I can't, multiplication just means that the numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger on a very fast rate. And I figure if I'm counting money, or subscribers, or views, or anything along those lines, that is the trend that I want the numbers to take. So I will go with multiplication. Let's see, that is it for Snowshoe. Daughter asked the question, if you were a soup, what flavored soup would you be? She has the same question of Drew for his Q&A caving episode that he did a while back. And I'm actually going to have to go with the same answer Drew gave. I am very much a Campbell's condensed chicken noodle soup kind of personality. It is also my favorite soup to eat because it's very uncomplicated. It's, just got a good flavor. I could put crackers in it because I like the crackers soaking up the broth. But yeah, I would say that probably fits my personality the best. I'm not a big soup person either in general. One of my favorite things to say is that the slogan for soup should be, soup, it gives you the energy to eat other food. Because I don't feel like you get a whole heck of a lot out of soup in general. But yeah, I ran this question past my wife, and she totally agreed. She's like, oh yeah, you would definitely be chicken noodle soup. That is your personality. Let's see. Caleb had a long series of questions, so we'll go right through his, and he will be the last ones, I think. And so we'll go through these relatively quickly. The first one I get a kick out of. It was, can you prank me? I have a neato idea for revenge, would like to exact it, or he said extract it, but I think he meant exact it. And I didn't get around to answering this question before I did prank him with the flower pots. So that prank is in place, and it is up on my channel. And Caleb has obviously seen the flower pots himself at his base, but he is very busy with school, so he was not able to record a reaction video. I think he's planning on doing a reaction video at some point, once he has the opportunity. And for all I know, maybe that's Caleb that's setting up this elaborate sign thing at my house. This is the start of his revenge. So we shall see what comes of that. But there you go, Caleb. You've had your prank, and I look forward to seeing your response, whether this sign guy is you or whether you've got something else in mind. All right, next question was, which Legend of Zelda game is your favorite? This kind of dovetails with Drew's earlier question in the last Q&A episode, which was, which game did I start with? But my favorite Zelda game, for the long, long time, it was Ocarina of Time. I thoroughly enjoyed that interpretation of the Zelda world, and I really liked the control scheme and everything, and I really feel like Ocarina of Time redefined what it meant to make a Zelda game on the 3D gaming platforms. So that's still pretty high up there, but I gotta say that I'm also a big fan of Skyward Sword. I think Twilight Princess didn't quite capture it for me, but Skyward Sword hit the nail on the head. I thoroughly enjoyed every aspect of that game, and was kind of sad when I had finished it. At some point, I may have to go back and revisit it, but yep, Ocarina of Time and then Skyward Sword, they're probably pretty close to tied for favorite Zelda game. Then he wanted to know if I had a cute or funny story of one of the kids. I do, as a matter of fact. I'm going to go with my daughter on this one. She is 3, and she's very funny. She says just absolutely ridiculous things sometimes. And one of the things that she said came out of us attempting to trick her a little bit. She had a tendency at one point when she was a little younger, she's, I guess, 3.5 now, when she was closer to actually 3, slimes. When she was closer to actually 3, she had a tendency to, if you said something was your favorite, or you liked it a lot, right, she would just say, me too, without having any idea what you were actually talking about. She'd be like, me too! So, my wife and I decided, I hear another squishy, but I don't... Oh, hi! So my wife and I decided to trick her, and at one point, my wife made up some word that doesn't actually exist. It was like Kaflargle or something, and she told my daughter, she's like, I really like Kaflargle. Kaflargle's my favorite. And she goes, me too! And we go, oh yeah? What part of Kaflargle is the best? And she responds, perfectly matter-of-factly, the pain. And we were so freaked out by that answer. I have no idea where that came from at all. But that's the kind of example of the keeping you on your toes random comments that come out of my daughter's mouth. So... yeah, that works. Okay, next question is, why did you steal Cimarrold's skin? Really rude. So if you don't know, Cimarrold is a fellow member of the server. Haven't seen her on lately. She is the one with the record store at spawn. And she also has this very, very much similar to mine Link skin. The eyes on mine are a more solid blue. Hers are actually a better shaded version of the eyes, but otherwise they're virtually identical. And it was pretty funny whenever I first joined the server. I think it was one of the first nights of the current map. I was helping out with the spawn building and talking to Caleb, and he had made the comment that, like, you know, oh man, Cimarrold's gonna be really mad whenever she sees you because you've got the same skin as her. And so we tease each other a little bit about it, and she's always like, you stole my skin! Why did you steal my skin? But of course, it's all in good fun. And really, I don't have a particular attachment to this skin or a Link skin in general. It's just what I've been using for a while. I think it was probably the first one that I actually chose and just never saw fit to change it. I've put on little novelty skins since then. I put on Link in a, like, Enderman-style costume for the dragon fight, and, what else have I done? I have, in my intro, I have, my Link skin is wearing, VintageBeef's, Bloody Apron for the intro to this series, so I have made a few skin modifications, and I have a version of it for 1.8 that I'll switch to once that goes in release, that all that does is take some of this stuff like the, I don't know how well you can see it here, but the sword that's strapped on here, and the boots and the arm guards or gloves or whatever, put those on a separate layer so that I can toggle them on and off. And then his hat, obviously I have on the hat layer, but otherwise it's the exact same skin. I just moved some pixels from point A to point B. And then Caleb's final question is why, and time permitting, how? I will simply answer the why, because I have a little bit of bonus content I want to stick at the end of this episode, and I'm running short on time for that. And I will answer with my favorite version of this answer. Legend has it that a philosophy professor once put the question why on a sheet of paper as a philosophy exam, and that was all that the student was given, was why, and a big blank space to fill in. And full marks went to the student who responded, why not? So that is going to be my response, is why not? And then the final question actually belongs to Rexonite, but you will have to tune into, I think it's Dem Guys Podcast episode 7 for the answer to that, because he also posed that question to I just realized there's lava up here somewhere, and I'm going to dig right underneath it. But he posed that question to, I think it's this one right here. Yep. I'll have to move that at some point. But he posed that question to the whole Dem Guys crew, so my answer is in that episode. Alright, well that does it for the Q&A stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the answers to the questions. I know that the visual portion of this episode has been kind of boring, mostly me just running around doing this. But I wanted to get a video out for... Oh, what? Where the heck did you come from? Did you just spawn randomly for no apparent reason? That was weird. He didn't fall down, did he? But I wanted to get an episode out. I am actually at PAX East right now. You may have noticed in the chat with Everraid earlier. PAX East is in Boston, and is it the Penny Arcade Expo. So I'm up there. I'm actually there with Drusen of the 43 and Iso Eric, both of them members of the server. Obviously, you guys know Drew. And we are going to be attending the Mindcrack panel that they're having there, and hopefully getting a chance to meet up with Beef and talk with him personally, face to face, as opposed to just on Skype randomly every once in a while in the server chat. So yeah, that is where I am at, and I wanted to have content out for you while I was gone, so here it is. Now, I'm going to sign off, but after I sign off, I've actually got a little bit of bonus content for you. Fellow server member DragonOfAnger was live streaming from the server one night last week, working on his floating island, and being the trolley type, I decided that it would be fun to go mess with him during his live stream for my entertainment and the entertainment of the people watching his stream. So here is the result of that, and thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next episode. And make sure that you guys tune into Dem Guys Podcast on Wednesday, which would be, what, the 16th? Drew and I will be talking about PAX pretty much that entire episode. I think that's probably going to be the PAX edition. So if you are interested in our perspectives on that, there it is. You will get it in the Dem Guys podcast. And you can follow us on Twitter and Vine and all of that crazy stuff, Instagram, whatever. If you are interested in seeing stuff from us live from PAX, more or less. But yes, that's going to do it. So see you later, guys. Have a good one. So I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this in the background or not. DragonOfAnger. If you could hear that, DragonOfAnger is streaming right now. And I'm about to go through his portal here to where he's working on his floating island and troll him a little bit. So let's go have some fun. Let's see here. Like that. Let's see, is there water here? Not really. Error. Yeah, okay, let's... Should we knock him off? I don't know, I'm nervous. I don't know if I want to do it. Yeah. Where is he likely to land? He could aim for the water. He could do it. Alright, here we go. Oh, the lag from the chat, or from the stream. is so far. All right, I think it's coming up right here.
Ah! What the hell? No! What the hell? Oh, when it got dark enough, something must have spawned up there.
Oh man! Oh, get back up here quick!
Okay, pull my sword out here so I can kill whatever hurt me. Oh my god, these ladders are crazy. Why is my tab key is getting stuck? I'm gonna have to clean out my keyboard here.
He knows now.
Okay, I don't see anything up here. I mean, that was weird. Oh man, you were here over. I see particles.
Oh man! Couldn't resist trolling you for your stream.
Oh, hi man. How you doing? Welcome. Have some food. Welcome to the giant floating island.
Oh man, that was amazing.
Welcome to my floating island.
Thank you very much. You've got it all nicely lit now so that slashes can't spawn and knock you off.
I was like, what the hell? I thought nothing could have spawned up here. I was here while it was light, and then...
All of those death messages that you're seeing, those were me going through open nether trying to figure out where the heck your portal was until I realized where your other portal was and that you had a mine rail leading right from it.
Yep.
So it took me a while to get here, but it was worth it. Your reaction was awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would have told you too, but that would ruin the surprise.
Exactly. I'm sitting here like I'm having all this trouble finding the portal. I'm like, I can't exactly ask him, how do you get to your floating island?
Here, let's go take a look at this. See how this is shaping up real quick. Whee! Yeah, careful, because I've screwed this fall up once or twice.
Yeah, I saw.
Ooh.
That's a good shape. I really like this.
Yeah! It's turning out a lot better than I thought it was going to.